to win the championship without Kawhi Leonard. Should they move on from him?
Yes. I said that on SportsCenter the other day. That's what created what, if you want to call it a brouhaha or whatever is appropriate. I don't care if they win it without him, definitely. If they win it with him, if he ends up coming back and they win it with him, they should strongly consider it. Let me make sure that I'm very clear with what I'm about to say, Max Kellerman. Kawhi Leonard is a top 5 player on the planet when healthy. On both ends of the floor with what he brings to the table, he is a superstar caliber talent basketball player. He does nothing for you marketing-wise, promotionally speaking, okay? He does nothing to galvanize, motivate, or lead. All he does is do his job. He practices when he wants, he plays when he wants, okay? And when he does play, he's elite, no question about it. I'm saying, if you need him to win the chip, Max, you grab him. If you're talking about building a culture, then that's different. If the Clippers were to win this year, with or without him, you've achieved the goal. And once you achieve that, then you think about culture building. Without the championship, Max, of course you bring him because it still escapes you and you want to win the championship. But if you luck up and you capture a championship with Paul George locked up, with you having the ability to retain Reggie Jackson, with a Terrence Mann on the come up, the Patrick Beverleys and those boys still in play. If you win the championship with or without Kawhi, and you're talking about long-term from a cultural perspective, I don't believe that helps you.
Well,
you keep him if you want a mercenary to come in there and deliver you a championship for a year. That's what you keep him for.
Well, look,
you don't keep him long-term with all the load management issues and everything that comes with it. That's why I said that.
The whole NBA is about getting a guy like Kawhi, meaning a 5-star player. There aren't that many of those dudes. You know, if you got one, you keep him. What did Dr. Jerry Buss, the late great owner of the Los Angeles Lakers, greatest owners by far in the history of American team sports, when Kobe wanted to trade? He said, Kobe, you're a 5-carat diamond. I'm not trading you for 5 1-carat diamonds. The NBA, you never break a dollar into 4 quarters. Always go 4 quarters into a dollar. And Kawhi is a dollar bill. If you have him, keep him. And Kawhi Leonard, whatever culture, whatever else, I'll flip it around for you. Let's say the Clippers get to the finals and Kawhi plays in the finals and wins finals MVP. You know what that'll show? That'll show that all the load management, he has an injury-prone body, Stephen A. Some dudes are like that. Some dudes just physically aren't put together like others. They take care of themselves. They just get hurt.
Just bring up injury.
But the point is, his load management, being careful with Kawhi, will have worked for the 3rd time, right? He'll be a 3-time finals MVP if he does it with 3 different teams, the second guy 1 year after LeBron did it. I'm just saying, you may have valid criticism of Kawhi, but to take the good and the bad, there aren't that many dudes like him. If you got him, you got to be nuts to let him go.
Well, first of all, let's take a couple of things into consideration. My caveat was, if you haven't won, you keep them. But if you've won the championship, you've already accomplished your goal, and now it's about culture building. And so what I'm saying to you is, when you think about Philadelphia and how much you loved the process, okay, you're talking about building for a better future, for a bigger future, and what have you. I'm looking at a guy like Kawhi Leonard, and I'm saying superstar without question, superstar talent. Practices when he wants, plays when he wants, comes and goes as he pleases, et cetera, et cetera. I'm saying if you win a championship, then you're going to invest in that long term. You're going to invest with the durability questions. You're going to invest with the sporadic availability questions. I'm saying to you, if it were me, and again, there's nothing to discuss if they don't win the chip, because I need him to win the chip. But once he delivers that for me, if I could sit up there and get some value for him and keep the rest of my team intact, when I'm talking about the culture that I want to establish for my franchise, if I already have a championship,
what about
I can
a second
do that.
chip?
That's
what if you want a second ring,
Thank
Stephen
you,
A?
Molly. Thank you. Right. If you got one, go get another. And by the way, even if it's not back-to-back, what Kawhi has shown throughout his career, every 3 or 4 years he's going to be finals MVP. You might get another, even if it's not immediate, you might get another one with
when
him.
other people are injured and you don't have to go against the LeBrons of the world, sure.
All right, he got it. I mean, someone's going to do that this year.
Someone's
going to win this year because of injury.
Or the Jamal Murray, sure.
And it's not Jimmy Butler, although I can't disagree with your point, basically. Butler's got to play better than that. I'm sure he knows.
Yes,
the
he
heart
knows.
and soul
He
of the
knows.
team.
He knows.
But Jimmy Butler can't guard everyone. Bryn Forbes can't miss from the outside. All the shooters are hot. He can't guard everyone. He can't be everywhere. But you know who does make decisions if you're looking for someone to blame? Eric Spoelstra. Now, Eric Spoelstra makes decisions like burying Tyler Hero on the bench. Remember what Tyler Hero did in the playoffs last year? He was a superstar. Now, I understand Kendrick Nunn is starting, and then Dragic, he's the third stringer. Hero's playing 10 minutes. He didn't play very well, but 10 minutes? How are you going to get a rhythm in 10 minutes either? This dude can take you there. I think Spoelstra, who is known for in-series adjustments, Stephen A., may wind up being your best friend, or at least trying to be. Because what is the issue going into this series? The Bucks are better. The Bucks are a better team than the Heat. They're supposed to win. But the issue going in was Budenholzer. Budenholzer in Atlanta won 60 games, flamed out in the playoffs. Then he gets to Milwaukee. Well, in Atlanta, he didn't really have a superstar. Now he's flamed out in the playoffs. Flamed out in the playoffs again. And you were the one saying, hey, Budenholzer's job can be in jeopardy. He's got to do something in these playoffs. I agree. Well, he's doing something so far. And now it's on Spoelstra, who is a great coach. He's going to be in the Hall of Fame one day. He's won championships. He's excellent. He makes adjustments mid-series. Well, he's going to have to do that, and now let's see what Budenholzer does. Because I expect Spoelstra to adjust. But so far, if you're looking for a villain, it's Spoelstra.
I don't consider. Well, you know what? I can't say that because when you bring up the point about Tyler Hero, that's a very, very valid point. I believe in Tyler Hero. I think the brother's got game, and when you saw what he did in the postseason, sometimes, again, because to protect the culture, you know, he might have got a big hit. I don't know the story. I haven't asked. But there's something wrong when Tyler Hero's only playing 17 minutes. There's something wrong with that. That picture doesn't seem right at all. And so definitely that's something that needs to be looked into. Trevor Ariza, my brother, I'm a huge fan of Trevor Ariza. 0 for 3, bro.
Can't throw it in the ocean.
Minus 25 from the plus minus 25. Last time we really saw Trevor Ariza in the playoffs, we know when that was, when he was in Houston, you know, and that game 7, and he was like 0 for 12. I mean, you got to do better. But I'm still going to go back to Jimmy Butler because I believe in him. Here's what stars do. Stars make up for what the rest of the team is lacking to some degree. They make up for it. And especially when it's a place you want it to go. D-Wade vouched for you. Kawhi Leonard might come there because undercover-wise, his relationship with Jimmy Butler is pretty damn good. Here's the reality of the situation. You the man there right now. Bam Adebayo, we love and appreciate him. We appreciate the years of service for Andre Iguodala, and we know he has a role on any championship team, okay? We look at some of the pieces like the Kendrick Nunns, the Tyler Heroes of the world. We know they could play. Damn it, Jimmy Butler, they ain't you. You Jimmy freaking Butler. Take over. Stop with the passiveness. It's yours. It's yours. You Mr. South Beach now. They ain't going to call it Wade County because Wade County is reserved for a very, very special man who now happens to be the part owner of the Utah Jazz, which is another story for another day. But the bottom line is, it's your town. Take over. Period. Number one option. Passiveness.
That was a great motivation speach. Thank you for that.
Your Jimmy freaking Butler is going to be a meme or a GIF or a GIF or whatever the kids are calling it nowadays. I can't argue with that point. If Kawhi, for example, doesn't do anything with the Clippers, then I'll bet you. But this is why what you're saying about Butler is right on. If they don't do anything, I'm sure Kawhi is going to look at Paul George a little sideways and think, I moved mountains to get you here and you didn't show up in the playoffs. And one of the reasons he might want to go to Miami is not just Spoelstra and the culture, but you have a crime partner like Butler who shows up in big moments. He can't afford not to show up in the big moment.
Second largest playoff loss in franchise history. Can we just take a moment? Because he complimented your basketball analysis. So I just want to just take a moment and just all marinate on that.
I have my card back.
There's a first for everything.
You don't. You'll never get your card back. But you're allowed a guest pass.
You gave me a guest.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.